8 more days till Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. 8 more days till Halloween, Silver Shamrock. 2 more days till Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. 2 more days till Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. I'm John Renton with the retro view of Halloween 3, Season of the Witch from 1982. The first and last attempt to have a Halloween-themed horror movie that didn't involve Michael Myers. Had they called anything other than Halloween 3, this film might have succeeded. And also, maybe if they had better acting that didn't seem like the actors were being held at gunpoint just off camera. Tom Atkins, in particular, seemed like he was being forced to say his goddamn lines, like his family was being threatened, or maybe the very existence of his family tree was being threatened. Okay, I want to say that this film isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world. It's absolutely not the worst installment in the Halloween franchise, even though it's not recognized necessarily as part of the Halloween timeline because it didn't involve Michael Myers. And it failed so spectacularly that they decided, fuck it, let's just go back to Michael Myers and then let's have him, get involved in a cult later in the franchise. Then let's have Busta Rhymes try to karate chop him. And then let's just reboot the goddamn thing. And now, since Halloween Ends is coming up in just a little bit, I decided to revisit some of these. So, Tommy Lee Wallace, I swear to God I thought it was going to be Tommy Lee, the one that banged Pam Anderson for a while, and then did Methods of Mayhem. Remember Methods of Mayhem? Does anybody remember that? Boy, what a goddamn atrocity that was. So, Tommy Lee Wallace did Aloha Summer, Fright Night Part 2, and Vampires Los Muertos. He also wrote the movie. This actually explains a whole lot. The writer-director that wanted to take the Halloween franchise in another direction. Apparently this was John Carpenter's vision to not even do Halloween 2 involving Michael Myers. He wanted to make that standalone and then just do the aforementioned different themed Halloween movies involving, a Halloween theme where it's like, okay, this is centered around something, let's center it around a cult, or let's center it around ghosts or something. God damn, this movie sucked, though. Again, interesting concept, but it almost would have worked better as a Twilight Zone episode, like a 1980s Twilight Zone episode. You did have Tom Atkins before Picket Fences. He plays Daniel. There's Ellie, played by Stacey Nelkin, who is fucking gorgeous in this. Good grief, I forgot how gorgeous she was in this. There's Dan O'Halloran, which I'm pretty certain I mispronounced that. He plays Connell Cochran. He's involved in setting up this Irish community in Northern California called Santa Maria. Very, very sorry to every single Irish person that is watching this, but the way they did the Irish stereotypes in this, all of maybe one or two, is hilarious. It was also kind of offensive if you're Irish, and even if you're not Irish. So if you're unfamiliar with this movie, basically the idea is there is the Silver Shamrock masks that have a piece of a blue stone taken from Stonehenge, and they have magical powers that are going to cause, so many deaths around the world. Why? I don't fucking know. Maybe to teach people the true meaning of Halloween, that you're going to die if you put on a mask and eat too much candy, or that a man with the last name of Cochran probably shouldn't be trusted with anything involving the law. Learn that from the goddamn OJ trial, never the fucking less. This isn't. Jamie Lee Curtis did a announcer voiceover announcing the curfew and everything, and by Christ, you can definitely tell it's her. And she got paid quite well, which is good because I think outside of Tom Atkins, she was the only notable actor in this. And you didn't even get to fucking see her. So yeah, Silver Shamrock. Sorry, that's going to be forever in my head, and it's forever in your head now. So after this blue stone from Stonehenge gets stolen, all these Silver Shamrock masks are popping up. And after Ellie's dad turns up dead when he's panicked and running through the streets, and he's being pursued by the Men's Warehouse models, you're going to like the way that we terrorize you and rip apart your skull. I guarantee it. So then after that, he runs away, gets to this gas station, and being besieged by a screaming lunatic at a gas station is certainly something I can identify with, as I've worked at gas stations for many, many years. It's great to have employment, but God, there's some weird-ass people. This guy's freaking out, and then is pursued by people that are very, very silent and wearing suits, and then he's getting choked out, and then
he realizes, hey, wait a second, I can pull this chain and get this car to squish the guy. And it does. And then he manages to get put in the hospital. And Tom Atkins' character Daniel plays a doctor. And he plays one on TV. He's also a drunk. He has an ex-wife, has 2 kids that have these silver Shamrock masks. And after meeting Ellie, and that was her dad that ended up getting killed because he got killed by one of the automatons when he ripped his lower skull off. Da, da, da. It was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So, the most hilarious part of it also was when one of the automatons blew himself up. You blew it up. Damn you all to hell. You blew it up. So, there's a character of Teddy, not Teddy Hart. That's a good thing. You never want to involve Teddy Hart in really, well, anything except jail. Played by Wendy Westberg, who, I mean, she wasn't bad in this, and I don't know why she was only in, she's only been in 3 other things since this. 1 TV show episode that I don't remember the name of, 1 movie in 1995, and then a movie upcoming next year. Maybe she didn't want to do acting. I have no goddamn idea. There are certainly worse actors that have gotten multiple roles. Did she not want to act anymore? Answer us in the comments, please. Don't know why I've gone on so long about this. She did have one good line in this, though. He was a strong businessman, I'll tell you that. You don't just pull someone's lower skull without having a lot of lower arm strength. That is sadly about the best that the dialogue gets. And outside of that, maybe a couple other lines. Every other line is delivered like we are saying this because we don't want to get shot by the people just off camera. Or maybe we are the automatons. Maybe Hollywood has been taken over by automatons. 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 Do-do-do-do-do. Automatons. Do-do-do-do-do. They then show commercials featuring the 1978 original, just because we want to be more on the nose than Tony Khan or Herb Abrams in a pile of the white gold. So, Ellie does some investigation, finds out that her dad was involved in a whole lot of weird shit. They go to Santa Mira, which I mispronounced earlier. I do apologize. And, that good old Irish community. Hi, yes, I'm a gas station owner, and I'll make sure that you go to this hotel that's got all these little dollhouse hotels here. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to every Irish person watching this, but the way this guy was acting, it was ridiculous. There's also the salesman that has done so well for Silver Shamrock, and he has a son there. And also can't attach his bike to his RV because comedy. So, it's a 6 p.m. curfew. You can't be out after night. Why? I guess the automatons need to get their steps in, evidently. By the way, they're robots. They're human beings turned into robots. Why? Fuck if I know. They're more obedient. This kind of reminds me if they made the Invasion of the Body Snatchers 1978 movie more shit. In fact, actually, this movie kind of falls along the same beats. At least some of them. Like the factory that has all the, has the operation and everything. There's this one lady named Marge, homie, that is investigating something. She has this chip that has this weird microchip on the back, and she does something and fries herself with a laser. Of course, the unknown laser beam that is in a weird chip. Frito-Lay's product placement didn't work out all that well. Tom Atkins also never learns that phones might possibly be tapped in this cut-off community that not that many people were aware. But apparently you could just drive up the road to. I think it was within 30 minutes that he was able to get there. So, this one drunk says, it's the last Halloween of that factory. I'm going to get Molotov cocktails and blow it up. Oh yeah, there's cameras watching us. But they won't do anything to me, and oh shit, they're doing something to me. Oh no, I'm being killed. Got his head pulled off. It was funny. And then this Marge character is taken to the factory to get treatment. And Cochran, by the way, I do want to say, they try to have him be one of the creepiest villains in movie history, and he comes across as boring. He also makes the old man from Poltergeist 2 and or 3, I forget exactly which one, seem, cozy by comparison. And they go to the factory. Everybody does. The final process was the final process. Oh, trade secrets. It involves the Bluestone, by the way, just so you know. Ellie sees her dad's car. gets there. Wait, shit, we have to leave. But then Ellie gets kidnapped. And because Tom Atkins is talking on the phone that is tapped. Tom Atkins never learns how phones work. And the Men's Warehouse models are chasing Tom Atkins, and Tom Atkins being chased by Tom Atkins. There's actually a funny synth score that goes along with that when he was chasing the automaton earlier in the movie, the one that blew it up all, damn you all to hell. So Cochran knew who the fuck Daniel was. You're a doctor and you play one on TV. So you're going to sit here and you're going to watch what happens with these masks. Because that big salesman guy, him and his wife and his child were put in a testing room. The kid had the mask on because it's happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. And then the kid gets rotted from the inside out and a rattlesnake pops out of his head. Somehow. But nevertheless, Tom Atkins gets trapped. And then he has to witness all this shit going on. It's time for the big marathon or ever. Gather around your TV sets and watch The Magic Pumpkin. And then kids all over the world, even including Seattle, because we must be included in every single bad goddamn... We can get very few good movies that take place around Seattle. I know some exist, but usually the ones that stand out are the bad ones. And the kids are going to see the big giveaway, like they're going to be giving away their souls. Why? To please the Blue Stone and the magical alien technology that it has. So, the Men's Warehouse agents come after everybody, and then they're just staying around. They're going to do whatever they fucking can to take down the world, for some reason. Because they get Tom trapped. They could get other people trapped, but evidently, they don't know how to drive. One of them talks, and then Tom gets explained what the meaning of Halloween is. The Shamrock. It's a Celtic theme. It's a shameful thing, a lobster head. The careless man that'll wind up dead. If you're a non-wrestling fan, you have no idea what I'm saying. But if you do in time, there's too many limes. Oh. So he kicks the TV in after being pinned down and having a mask put on him. And then he manages to rescue Ellie easily. I wonder why. Then the Men's Warehouse models decide to come after him. Tom gathers a giant... Daniel, but I keep calling him Tom. He gathers a big old box of laser chips and dumps them off. And all these lasers shoot up and kill all these people and destroy all this technology, create a ring, and then Cochran is assumed into the Blue Stone? And then they both escape, and then it turns out that Ellie is actually one of the automatons, and he has to kill her eventually, taking her arm off, her head off. The arm tries to get him, and eventually the whole thing dies. And then he screams, running to the gas station, and also screams, and runs and screams, and it's a matter of life and death. TV stations, please shut this Silver Shamrock ad off, otherwise we will be in trouble. So apparently there were only 3 stations at this time. Okay, it's off there, but no, shut off the 3rd station, no, shut it off! This movie sucked. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rickland with Silver Shamrock. See you soon.